Hello, it's your girl Ashley, the amateur expert, and welcome to Talk Tuesday. Going live today with Clev, who is a family friend, and I'm looking forward to you all hearing his story. Just waiting for him to get in the room, and he did. Awesome. And now we'll get him added in. Hey,
Yo,
Clev,
yo,
how are you? Welcome to the show.
what's up? How are you? I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, I just need for you to please introduce yourself and let the people know who you are and a little bit about what you do currently.
Well, I'm Clevin Coggins. Currently, I'm a supervisor at Butler Hospital in Rhode Island, working with kids with behaviors. But I also am a chef at the Black Duck Tavern part time, and that's what I'm up to right now.
That's awesome. So, Clev, when you were little, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Actually, I want to be a nurse.
Okay, and what was the motivating factor behind that?
I always like to help people. I always like to provide a service, just do what I can for others in any way possible. So I always thought about nursing as a way to connect with people. Just provide, would do what I can. So that was just what I wanted to do. It was either that or be a doctor, one of the two.
That's dope. So, did when did that change? Or I'm sorry, what was your idea of success at that time when you wanted to be a nurse?
What was my idea of success? I would probably say, honestly, working 3 days a week and working three 12-hour shifts and having four
Yep.
days off. And I'm
Yep.
like, yo, I could just live my life, enjoy it, have fun. And that's what I define success was, just doing
Okay.
that. Like, but, things change, times change. So
Work hard and play hard. That was your idea of success when you were
that's what it
younger. I
was.
like it.
Yes.
Okay, and so now tell me how you went from wanting to be a nurse to now the career that you're in now. I know that you did go to school to play football, so just sort of if you can guide me along your journey.
All right. So pretty much, I started off at career high school in New Haven. And that was where I wanted, they had a good medical program. So it was like be a nurse, be a doctor, one of the two. And I played ball for Hill House, but I actually moved to Hamden. And the district was like, nah, we're not paying for you to go to a magnet school and play ball.
Hmm.
So you're gonna have to come play for us,
Okay.
which actually turned out to be a good decision.
Yep.
When I got there, I was like a junior, so I literally had in career with like we were just moving on really fast with credits and stuff like that. So I had pretty much had like almost 20 credits when I got there my junior year. So my senior year, it was just like the second half of my junior year, it was just finishing up the rest of the classes that I had taken. And then my senior year, I had literally one class to take, which was English.
Okay.
And so but I needed five classes to play ball. So it was like they had just started their culinary arts program. And so I had taken that class. That was my first, second, and third period class was culinary arts. And I got into it and I loved it. I
Wow.
loved the just the idea of serving people. I like the techniques that were being taught to me. And honestly, like I'm a fat kid on the low, so I like to eat. My mother used to tell me as a kid I used to sit in the high chair and just like watch her cook and always want something
So you're
more to lick the
soaking it in
stove.
from a young age.
Yeah, and then it developed in high school to where I actually got pretty good at it.
Okay.
And my teacher was like, like maybe you should think about taking that to the next level. But again, I wanted to play ball. I still was had this idea of being a nurse, and so I ended up at Winston-Salem State University in North Carolina.
Okay.
Played ball, but I got hurt. So at that
Oh
point, it
wow.
was like I wasn't coming home, but I needed to work. So I started working at the Cheesecake Factory. That was my
Okay.
first official job. I was at the Cheesecake Factory, and I worked there part time, and I worked at Roof Chris part time, steakhouse.
Okay.
So I did that and went to school, and I got really good. I started off as a busser, and I went from busser to prep cook to line cook, and then I ended up actually, by the time I had left, I ended up actually almost pretty practically running the kitchen at both places. So it
That's
just
a good, a
took
great
me,
accomplishment.
yeah, took me on that path.
That's awesome accomplishment. And so you said you're supervising
I mean,
paraprofessionals now, or what was that?
no, juvenile. Well, actually, I'm in a hospital setting, so I'm actually working with kids that are dealing with behavior and emotional problems right now. It's a
Okay.
full time job
And
because you need the
so,
benefits.
heard you. Adulting at its finest.
Adulting here. Once you
At
become an
its
adult,
finest.
your
Yes,
decisions have to be made, strategic decisions for yourself and
absolutely.
your family. So,
So, has your idea of success changed now? And if so,
um,
why?
I think it has changed. I think I really got locked in on my faith.
Okay.
I think God was in growing and maturing and understanding what success really was. I always
Mm,
defined success as a kid and as having nice cars, having nice clothes, having all the girls. Like, you in high school, you
yep.
want all of that. And when you see your friends doing that and you see your friends having that and you don't have that, it's like, I'm feeling less or I don't feel
Right.
successful. But actually, my faith has shown me what true success was, and reading the Bible, understanding it, and I realized like success is not about what you have, but what you do and what legacy you leave when it's
Yep.
all said and
No
done. Like
doubt.
do people look at you and say, hey, like he was a good dude because he had everything, or you know what, like he was a good dude because just like he was a good person. Like people looked at
Right.
him, they appreciated him, like he would go above and beyond for anyone else, and that's just what I define success as, is seeing it. And actually now I would honestly say my definition of success now is to seeing the smile on other people's faces
Mm,
when I can provide a service for them or do something for them, because that's true happiness. Like I
yep.
don't, I do what I do. I work with the kids now. I work with the people I work with now. I don't do it because I have to. I actually
Right.
do it because I like to do it, and I like
That's
seeing the
amazing.
smile on the kids' faces, and I like the connection and the bonds that I build with these kids. Because a lot of them, honestly, a lot of the kids that I work with come from disadvantaged households, or kids that don't have role models in their lives. And being a minority in
Right.
2019, it's
Yep.
very important for us black men to like stand up, and like we're all not thugs, gangsters. We all don't want to be rap stars or have all that stuff. We just want to be good people, and that's just what I want. I want to be a good person. I want to my family, my friends to look at me and say, you know what, like that was a good dude. Like he's a good dude.
That's important. That's good that you've come to that conclusion. So along your journey, what tips and motivators did you use along the way?
Um, doubters. Doubters were my like one of my biggest. The people that
Motiv-
the doubters motivated me. It sounds weird, but
you
like
wanted
to
to
hear
prove them
people
wrong,
talk.
so to speak.
Yeah, it was about proving them wrong. And it started off wanting to prove them wrong, but then
Yep.
again, as I grew and I got older and I developed and I matured and I got more faith oriented, it's
Uh-huh.
not about that. That's the least of it. Like
Right.
it's about how do you feel when it's all said and done? When I walk away at the end of the day, like I gave you 120% of what I had. I didn't leave nothing on the table. I gave you everything I had, and that motivates me. Seeing the smile on people's faces when I feed them, that
Mm,
motivates me.
yeah.
Having people tell me like, yo, like a friend of mine told me like, yo, this lobster mac and cheese, like, yo, that was better than my mom's. When to
Right.
my boy, when Brandon told me that, it was like, yo, like I'm really doing something. Like I think I got. He needs to say, you got something right here, Cleb. You got
That's
something.
awesome.
So you know,
That's awesome. That's definitely a motivator, and I can see how that can keep you keep wanting to go on. Um, so, Clev, my last question. Actually, no, two more questions. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
5 years from now, I just see myself. I'm praying that I'm happy. I'm
Mm-hmm.
blessed. Career wise, I want a food truck.
Okay.
I want, and I actually like a part of me wants to complete my nursing degree. Like that's something that
Awesome.
a goal that I accomplished from I set for myself as a kid, and regardless of how my life has taken me other places, like that's
Yeah,
something I need to finish for myself.
that's dope.
And so like that's where I want to be 5 years from now. I just want to have a happy family, happy life. People tell you like happy wife, happy life. Like
Yes.
that's
Yes.
really that's really that's
That
the
is the
key
truth.
to and I'm fortunate enough that I have a dope like partner,
Yes, you do.
fiance, just
Yep.
a dope person that has inspired me. And I actually, let me take a step back. Like, if it probably wasn't for her motivation and her encouragement and her seeing like the best in me and not
Yep.
accepting like the average person, the average club,
Mm-hmm.
like I know you could do better. Like I probably wouldn't be where I'm at right now, but having that somebody in your corner, her, you know, Brandon, John, my boy, Sherelle, Coles, Ashley Thompson, like these are people like you. Like I thank you. I think
Oh,
all of
thank
y'all just for keeping me motivated when I'm not. Because it's hard out here. It
you.
is
Mm-hmm.
hard out here for a black man, for people, for all of us. But as a black
Right.
man, it's hard
No,
out
I
here
agree.
to want to stay focused, to want to stay positive, to avoid negative energy and get yourself caught up in bad stuff. And honestly, like my support system is so dope that like I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So like they really are the reason why. And then my son, um,
Mm.
my nephews, Carson, Bryson, Braylon, my god kids, Cody, Creed, like I want to set them up long term, like generational wealth. Like I watch
That's
people,
amazing. Yep.
they like I live for them. Be honest with you, like I truly like everything I do in my life. Right, every move I make right now is for my family, for my wife to be, for my kids, and for all the kids or like lives that I have an effect on. Like it ain't even about me no more. Like truthfully, like it was about me when I was 17, 18, 19, 20, maybe up
Right.
until 30. But after that, it was like when my son got here, it was like, nah, like you can't be selfish no more. You can't be,
Right.
you gotta like do what you gotta do to set them up. And then, like I said, all my kids, Bryson, Braylon, Carson, Cody, Creed, all the babies that I love and I care about because I love the kids. Like I need to set them up for generational wealth. Like and whatever I could do to make their lives easier long term, like that's what the key to success. That's true. That's what I would define as happiness. When they are 18, 19 years old and they got bank
Yep.
accounts that are like, I got money that I don't even have to touch.
Right.
Like y'all good. So that's what's dope
I'm
to me.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we did this, and also that you are aware. Because I think I'll speak for myself. A lot of times, we forget that we have people in our corner and people that have actually helped us get to where we are. Or I'll say, like I said, speaking for myself. And so, support systems and teams and prayer warriors and all that is so important. So, so important. So, I'm so happy that you
Definitely.
acknowledged your tribe and your wife to be, Miss Parks. Love her. And so, my next question for you will be, if you could, please share with me a random tidbit of information. So I claim to be the amateur expert and I claim to know a little bit about a lot. So if you could please share something with me that I can say one day, hey, I was having a conversation with Clive and Clive taught me this.
I would honestly say um, I listen to a lot of motivational speakers, and a lot of things that I probably heard. You probably heard this before, but I kind of stick by it.
Hmm.
Life is not about the obstacles that like the obstacles that you deal with. Like it's not about the situation that you're in right now.
Hmm.
It's about how you respond
Mm.
to it, not how you react to it, but how do you respond to adversity? How do you respond to negative energy? How do you respond
So good.
to people telling you like you can't do it or you won't be it? Like, how do you respond? Do you give up?
Right.
Do you go cry? Do you say F it, like I'm gonna give up and not keep moving forward? Or do you say, you know what, like let's figure this out. Like let's come up with
Right.
a solution. And again, that's easier said than done because that's something that I still struggle with daily. Like I still like there are ups and downs. I'd be like, oh, gosh, like why am I doing this? Even sometimes when I'm working on a recipe and I'm working on something, it's like, yo, it doesn't come out right. I'm like
Right.
trying and trying and trying over it again. But every time I work on it, every time I do it, I just like, yo, you know what? This is what I did this time. Let me do something different next time. And
Right.
eventually it works out. So just like I would say to you, like honestly, like don't get focused on the immediate, what's going
Mm.
on immediately right in front of you. Like figure out like how am I going to respond to this adversity and how am I going to make it so that I don't make the same mistake twice.
Right.
Because growing is not about, you know what I'm saying? Growing is about like learning from your mistakes
Hmm.
and trying to avoid the same ones. None of us are perfect. We
Right.
all gonna have ups and downs. We all gonna have trials and tribulations. But I also feel like, and I can't speak for everybody else. I speak for myself. But like my faith, you gotta have some type of faith base that's like, yo, this is like I'm grounded
Yep.
in God. Like I'm grounded in God. And don't get me wrong, like I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm not the like old sanctified holy. Like that's not me, man. I still have fun. I still like to have fun. I still do some things I shouldn't do.
Right. Right. Right.
But I also understand, like at the end of the day, like if I don't have and my mother gave me that foundation. If I didn't have that
Mm.
foundation, period, like I would not be where I am right now because I know a lot of friends. I've lost a lot of friends. Rest in peace. My homie Lance died in his
Mm.
25th, like 2, 3 weeks before his 25th birthday. Like
Hmm.
he wasn't fortunate enough to be here. Like that's my dog. Like
Right.
I've lost a couple other friends that are not fortunate enough to be here. So like
Right.
every morning, I'm thankful for waking
Right.
up in the morning. I'm
Absolutely.
always thankful for telling the people that important to me, like I love you. Like
Hmm.
regardless of I might be arguing with you, I might not like you at this moment. I love you
Right. Yeah.
because tomorrow's not promised to none of us. So like you got to have a faith base. You got to have a great support system, and you got to like, especially for my young people and a lot of us males, like we got to like get rid of some of the people that we rock with, yo. If people are not
Mm.
helping you get forward, like you got to move on. You got to grow out of that because like
So
we're
good.
all 80s babies. Like we grew up in a different way than this millennial generation is completely different than the way we grew up. Like we used to argue, fight, and like 15, 20 minutes later, like, yo, y'all coming over tonight or we going out to eat or we going
Right.
to do this? Like, cause it
Right.
was
Right.
all
Right.
good. This generation of kids, like they fight, they argue over. I've worked with kids where they tell me they argue over like blocks. You
Oh
live on
wow.
the next block and you beefing with the dude on the next block. And
Yikes.
my question to you is like, why are you beefing with the dude on the next block? And I'm like, he like, oh, well, because he said something about my sneakers. Like, that's whack. I grew up in New Haven, Elm City. Like, there were like real. I grew
Right.
up in New Hoville, Ville, the Trade, the Hill. Like, there was different neighborhoods. Like, they always beefing. KSI back in the late '90s. Like, it was real out there. But at the end of the day, I went to school with people from every neighborhood. At
Right.
Career, from Career to West Hills to Troop to St. Stanislaus, like I went to school with everybody, and I've never felt like I needed to duck or hide anywhere I went. And
Right.
even to
Maybe
this day,
there's a
like
different level of camaraderie back then.
I think it's,
That isn't.
I think,
or
I'm not sure if it's
honor or some
camaraderie.
level of respect?
I think it's a level of respect. Like I think
Mm,
there's a level of respect that the people I grew up, my generation of age, yourself included, like we all grew up under a mindset like, yo, like I might not like you, but I respect you as a person
right,
because at the end of the day, like our families, we all connected
right,
somehow, some way. Just like we connected, like I'm
right.
connected with with
Yeah,
everybody. I like. I'm from New Haven, but I got love for Aces from Waterbury, like,
right.
and she honestly like, and I can't even like I can't words can express like what she means to me because
Mm,
she's like invited me into her life and her family's life, which in turn has made Sherelle and Ashley and yourself and
mm-hmm.
her that family like almost like my family. Like I
Yep.
was like we were in the chat today talking about it. Like me, Ashley, Braden, and Sherelle was like, "Yo, I love y'all. Like y'all like my family. Like and
Yeah,
that's what you like did."
speaking about that group chat, I feel a little, a little bit type of way about not being in the group chat, but it's okay. I digress. But
It's
I
a,
do,
it's a godparent troop group chat. Like,
I understand. I understand. I understand. No, I'm teasing. But I know you guys do have really good conversations in the chat. Um, that I understand. So me and Asia are gonna start our own chat. But
yeah,
that's
yeah. Sherelle, Asia, like they gonna get on y'all about a Cody chat. So like, but Brandon, Ashley, like, yo, we out here.
anyways.
But
But also, I do want to thank you for being on the show. You have shared a lot of good information today. Your story is definitely one that is inspiring to myself as well as others, and I look forward to coming to your food truck in a few years. If you can, please share your Instagram information with folks so that they can find you.
um, actually, I got one more thing real quick. A
Yes.
couple things. I actually just booked my first catering event on Sunday the 8th.
Hey,
At Brown.
congratulations.
Thank you at Brown University, and one of my friends out here in Providence linked me up with that, so I'm gonna be doing that.
That's
I'm going to be
exciting.
doing that's dope. That's major moves right now. I'm actually going to be doing a pop up in Waterbury or New Haven. Just doing dinners,
Okay.
mac and cheese, smoked greens, Spanish rice.
Nice,
A lot
nice,
of people
nice.
haven't tried. A lot of people haven't tried fried salmon yet.
Okay.
My fried salmon is busting. The
You
Cajun
have a
shrimp. My
date yet or not yet?
not yet. That's going to be in the
Okay.
work. I'm working on actually a venue to do that, but I'm
Okay.
going to do that.
Definitely
That's
keep
going
me
to be
posted
popping
and
up.
I'll share. I'll
That is going to be
repost
coming
it
out.
for sure.
I have my food truck and my business name is Carson after my son is Carson underscore C and Soul is
Okay.
my Instagram page. You can find all of my like the stuff that my recipes, my meals that I'm trying out and stuff like that. You could check that out.
So
Um, yeah, we making major moves, man.
I'm so
This
excited for you.
this generational wealth, this like
It's coming.
I'm taking everybody. It's coming. Like we gonna
It's
make it
coming.
happen because we ain't gonna be working all too hard all the rest of our lives. Like nah,
Listen,
it
I'm
ain't
here
going
for it.
down. Like we all here for. I'm watching like I watch a lot of people I know. They be like just living this life and doing what they want and go in the store and buy what they want and like yo like why are we doing that? Is that yo I need to go to the Goodwill instead of going to Macy's to go buy this? Should I go to the grocery store and cook instead of eating out? Like simple stuff like that. So we got a lot of. I'm moving. I'm trying to do a lot of that, and also I'm working with like this fitness goal. Like that's another thing I'm big on, like fitness, health and fitness. Like listen, man,
I told you the other
all of
day,
us.
you definitely put me to shame. I watch your motivational speeches. I watch you exercising every day, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get in the gym, Cleb.
This 5 o'clock every day. Like I've been slacking this week, but I've been getting there like 8, 9. But
Whew.
you know what? Like that right there, and I encourage people who don't exercise. And everybody's different, but like yo, that really right there is one of the places where I clear my mind at. That's where I
Hmm.
do some of my most thinking
Yeah.
and some of my a lot of praying and a lot of my when I'm feeling down and out, or I'm
Mhm.
feeling frustrated, like
Yeah.
that's when I can go in there, clear my mind, and lock in. And
Right.
sometimes that's what you need. We all need to find something that we do because work life is stress. Like my job, I do on a Monday through Friday basis is stressful. Like
Yeah.
I see kids, families, friends. Like it's a lot of sad stories, and
Mhm.
it emotionally
Right.
it wears a lot on you. So you gotta like find the outlet. So like find even if it's walking, like taking a
No, you're
walk
right.
every day,
You're right.
just finding something, some physical activity, and then like us as minorities, man, we gotta be careful. Like hypertension, blood disease. Like I'm gonna share something with y'all. Like I have epilepsy,
Oh wow.
so like there, I am very conscious of not wanting to have seizures because I don't.
Yes.
People that are close to me have experienced that, and like it's
Mhm.
that, and a part of it is my mother has always told me it's been my blood pressure, my
Mhm.
cholesterol, stuff like that. So just doing whatever I can to avoid sugar, soda, all of that stuff right there, and exercising is like a good tool for it.
You're right.
And just like we gotta set our kids, we gotta get ourselves right because honestly, and I tell people this all the time, if you don't take care of yourself and your body, like you can't take care of nobody else. You're no good to
It's the truth.
nobody
It's the
if
truth.
you're not good.
It's the truth.
If you're not taking care of yourself. So like again, before we end, like Ashley, I love you.
I
Thank
love
you
you
so
too,
much
Clef.
for having me out here on the show. Like
I
you are
appreciate
doing
you being on.
you're doing amazing things, and just
Thank you.
the
Thank
platform
you.
that you're putting out for people
Thank you.
is like we need more people like you. We need more
Thank you.
powerful black women out here that's just like we gonna hold it down. Like
Thank
and
you.
fellas, we need to step our game up because like we need to do better, man, for real. Because we can't like the Bible says a man is supposed to take care of his household, man. Supposed to be the leader of his household, but you can't lead the household if you ain't got yourself together.
So important.
And we got too many single mothers and too many women out here that's taking a lead, and there's nothing wrong with that. I ain't like I'm all about like I grew up in a house with a single mother who was a powerful woman who taught me everything I
Mm.
need to know. But I also realized the stress that I put on her
Right.
emotionally, and I don't want that. So like fellas, we got to do better. We will do better because they trying to lock us up. They trying to get rid of us.
Mm.
But
It's true.
like we ain't going out like that. Like I promise you that. We is not going out that. I'm not going out like that. Anybody in my circle, my family is not going out like that. I'm not like failure's not an option. Failure is not an
Not an
option, man, for
option.
real.
Not an option. So I'm gonna start working out in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I got some things in the lineup. So soon as this hair stops being straight, I'm on it. So give me
I
another
got
week
you.
or so, and then I'm in the gym.
You in
Scouts
the gym. I
honor.
heard you.
Scouts
Scouts
honor.
on the
I'm
Jersey.
I'm in the gym.
You know
All
what
right.
though? You ain't even got if you just start in the gym, you could just start at home. Just
That's
start up
true.
and doing like
Nah,
start with
I
like
have to go
waking.
to the gym. If I don't
You gotta go to the
if I
gym.
don't go to the gym, it's not gonna happen. But it's
You're
gonna
not gonna
happen in
happen.
2 weeks' time. I'm
2 weeks.
ready.
I got you. I'm gonna hold you to that.
All right.
I'm gonna
For
hold you
real.
to that. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
check
start
on
doing my
you.
motivational videos in the morning. You watch.
Definitely, y'all. Definitely.
Again, thank you so much for being on. When I upload this to YouTube, I will put your Carson C and Soul
Underscore Carson
underscore.
underscore C and so I actually if you check my the page that I posted this photo on today, you could the Instagram page is tagged to that, and I think I
Okay.
tagged you in it as well,
Okay,
so you
perfect.
can
So I'll add
add
that
it
to
to that.
the Instagram. So I mean the YouTube, so that people can follow you, and I'll definitely will be reposting your pop up, and I can't wait to get a plate
Pop up.
myself. So
Definitely. If you need inquiries, real quick before you leave,
yes,
you can email me Coggins Coggins 456 at hotmail.com if you need an event catered.
no doubt. I'll
Fellas,
put that in the YouTube too.
fellas, if you want to make a nice romantic dinner for your lady, holla at me. Ladies, if you want to do a nice romantic dinner for your fellas, holla at me, and we can
That's
make
it.
that happen. There
I'm
it
here for
is.
it.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
what I'm
Thanks,
here for
Clem.
too. Thank
Talk
you.
to you soon.
Will do.
All right. Later.
Later.